I think I had the discussion with you last week about the MVP award. That I brought up some points up that I thought about when it came to the MVP that I just realized that you weren't there for.
Oh, yeah. I remember this conversation now. Yeah.
What were your points?
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Welcome back to the Triple Threat Podcast presented by Betalytics Sports Betting.
We back, baby. We back.
We're back.
We're back to a
I'm
video
back.
pod.
After 2 weeks.
Took them long enough.
I'm sorry I got married and then
Well, about time.
I had a honeymoon.
Yeah, about time. Yeah. How dare you?
What?
Shame.
How dare you get married?
Publicly shame him.
Well,
No, I'm joking. Oh,
and became an
in the
uncle.
comments. Oh yeah.
and you're an uncle.
And a thought note.
Little.
Which you will show the picture of him and his nephew.
Not
here.
right now.
But yeah, it was a great wedding. Very quick. What was it? 10 minutes, 15 minutes of a
The ceremony, yeah.
Very quick.
It went as perfectly as it could have gone.
I will say one thing that I wanted to mention to you that we didn't talk about was how early we had to be there.
12?
Yeah.
It's not that early.
We weren't doing
We didn't
crap.
do anything.
Yeah, it's called
we
hanging
could have
out.
showed up at 2.
It's called hanging out together.
No, I'm joking. We did have a lot of fun while we were waiting for them to
Like
tell us what to do.
honestly,
What
we
a
did
fun.
a lot of fun. No, we did, Michael. We did.
Oh, that wasn't me being sarcastic.
Oh,
that
okay.
was like.
but
Yeah,
like
it was
honestly, it didn't feel like it was that long. Like, did it feel that long? Like, it felt very quick
Breakfast
to me.
helped.
Breakfast, food helped.
Breakfast did help.
Food,
Like imagine
yeah.
if we didn't have food and we went there, we definitely would have.
We also had food there, so
No, that's what I'm sorry.
Yeah, but like
I'm talking about
breakfast
the lunch.
before we got there though.
I was talking about the lunch.
Yeah, but the lunch was good too. But I'm saying like the breakfast helped us get through that.
yeah.
Getting into
the
that.
electrolyte popsicles.
And the electrolyte, those electrolyte popsicles, I never got
I didn't
them.
have one.
But y'all looked like y'all were having
Your
a great
best
time
man
having
did.
them. Oh, your
I
best
know.
man did.
So did
Had blue
Kevin.
teeth.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah,
Shout
but
out Nathan, we
no one
love
cared
you.
about him. No one cared if he had blue teeth.
Well, Nate, yeah.
Yeah.
Nate decided to eat a blue one,
Yeah.
Not the brightest.
but it's not like
Decision.
anyone
Also, it
saw
was-
that.
Oh yeah, we didn't clown him. We were really trying to hype him up for his best man speech, and he did pretty good.
He did great.
He did great.
He did,
He did great.
And
And
then-
had you crying too.
bro.
He had you crying too.
No, you mean
And you didn't think we would notice because we were all the way over by the DJ.
Bro,
I saw you crying.
I was a baby.
There's a reason
Like,
why.
I was legit like bawling.
There's a reason why he didn't put us close to him because he knew if he saw, like, we'd all be like taking
We
pictures all the
laughing
time.
at him, laughing at him the
Like,
entire time.
I love Nate so much. So like when he started crying, like
You couldn't help
zero
but cry.
chance I was
Yeah.
holding it together.
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
And like if I just like sat there and like didn't go like this and stuff, I would have had like tears streaming down my face.
So what was our over under for him crying at the wedding? Was it twice?
Yeah, that's what he said it at.
And I think you hit.
You
I think you
smashed that.
smashed the over.
You know, he was at the over before we got to the ceremony.
That's
the reception.
true. That's true. You did hit the over before we got to the wedding.
Yeah, I mean
You did.
it was at the ceremony speech.
Dude, I'm pretty sure he was done. He had it the
Also,
rehearsal once.
That rehearsal there was very funny. It was a very weird
The
night
rehearsal.
too. That was
the
a
rehearsal
weird-
or the dinner.
The dinner.
The dinner. It was kind of.
It was
like,
a night.
We just had Amanda sitting next to us. She just ate 2 pretzels.
I mean,
She's pregnant.
She's feeding
pregnant.
two
Like, yeah,
people.
No. I'm not
And she
saying it's not
handled it like a
justified.
trooper.
Not saying not justified.
Yeah, she
I'm
handled
just
it
saying
like a
it's
trooper.
like we had that going on there. We have Mac
Oh my goodness,
being
Mac.
Mac.
Yeah.
Mac.
Bets were a lot of bets were placed.
Yeah. But even that night before, we were just clowning around that entire night.
Oh, it was that
Oh my
whole
goodness. That whole night.
2 days was that was probably the fun, like one of the funnest times I've ever had.
Oh
So-
man, that was a good time.
And then I had a great honeymoon at the Outer Banks. It was very relaxing,
Jealous.
very needed.
Which part?
The honeymoon.
Jinx.
No,
The
I was
whole
talking,
honeymoon.
I was talking about what Jesse said.
What do you say?
He said jealous.
Oh,
Oh, about what?
yeah, which part?
He was in OBX.
We all know Michael is jealous.
OBX was fun, dude. OBX is like a
Michael's
fun
jealous,
place to go.
I
Michael's
wanna
jealous
go-
about a different thing.
Yeah, I want to go to the beach with Jake.
Yeah.
That's not what you were jealous about.
Yes, it was.
Shut up.
Stop it. Stop it. But yeah, it was a great 2 weeks for you. It was a lot of big moments for you that 2 weeks.
Yeah. Married, honeymoon,
and
uncle,
an uncle.
all within
Not
a
even
week.
A couple days.
How did we get him? Sorry.
It was about.
Oh, is it draft stuff?
Yeah. Guess who the Wizards got with their 18th pick?
Huh?
It was,
Walter Clayton.
No way.
Yeah.
who?
Dang.
Wizards?
Yeah. We got Walter Clayton with the 18th pick.
That's crazy.
Mr. March.
Dude. Who won March Madness? It's Florida, right? Florida won, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was on Florida.
That's a great pickup for you.
But
Honestly.
anyway.
A great guard.
Sorry, keep
Sorry,
going if you want to finish.
That's all I gotta say. Sorry, I got distracted.
You're good.
Great couple weeks. We're back. I'm back. I'm happy to be back. Because I did miss.
We're not happy to have you back.
I did miss doing the pod because I miss talking about football.
Yo, also,
I could tell by this.
Shout
you
out-
texting the group chat about football during the week.
shout out to everybody
Oh,
at
my
the
honeymoon.
wedding who wanted to have a conversation with me about the pod.
How many people talked to
It
you
was a
about
good
it?
amount of people. It was like like 5 or 6 people came up to me and was like, they wanted to talk to me about sports in general, and then we just got into like this debate about stuff, and then they were just like, one guy, I forget, and you know who I'm talking about, because
But one of them
he
I
was
know
sitting
was
at,
Jake
he was
Keller.
sitting at, yeah, and he came over to me, he's like, Jesse, you have one of the better takes on the pod, and I was like,
Shout out Jake. Thank you
bro, shout
I
out
love
to
you,
you.
bro.
I appreciate that. I try to have best takes as possible, but I mean, they're not all factual. This is just my opinion, which is basically
We're very much-
which is just basically the entire podcast.
We're
is
very much
opinionated.
a emotional fandom driven podcast.
Oh
we're
yeah,
not
totally.
we're not
totally.
exactly factual. We're not
No.
exactly
If you
always
wanted to come
accurate.
to this podcast for facts, you came to the wrong podcast.
We're not always analytical.
I
It's
try to be.
more-
No,
I
Michael
tried-
is. Michael is.
I try to be
It's
the most
more-
when it comes to the
analytical.
contracts and stats, he's got that job.
But it's more like overall our podcast is more like emotional fandom. Degenerates.
and what we're feeling in the moment.
degenerate.
Yeah,
But
degenerate.
anyway,
But yeah, shout out to y'all. I appreciate your conversations, especially Jake. Shout out to you, brother. That was we had a great convo about the Packers and stuff. So it was really good, and it makes me feel good that like people like actually want to have like
Yeah.
the stuff that we talk about. People are actually talking about it and want to talk to us about it.
Yeah,
So like
let's-
getting that feedback was really good for me personally.
speaking of the Packers, former Packer
That was good.
Aaron
that
Rodgers.
was good. That was good. That was very
is
good.
now a Pittsburgh Steeler. He signed a 1-year, $13 million contract.
13.5. That will.
13.5 that can be up to 19 with incentives.
Which literally happened the day after we recorded the pod before the wedding.
Yeah.
Literally the day after.
So it's been a few weeks.
So it's been a few weeks. I've sat on it. We all sat on it. So like it's not like it's just happened, but
He also just said on the Pat McAfee show that this
Which is
will
his-
be his last year.
Best place to get information from Rodgers.
yeah, pretty much.
This is it's gonna be his last year with the Steelers. He's
Then
gonna
we'll never
finish
hear
it
from him
out.
again.
He literally might go off the face of the
That's
earth.
what he said on the Pat McAfee
Yeah,
show.
he
It's like,
literally will go
You'll
off the
never
face
hear
of
from
the
him
earth.
again.
Jesse, what are your thoughts specifically as a
I am
Steelers fan
happy.
about Aaron Rodgers?
One, this does not make the Steelers organization in general look dumb. Because I really did think we looked very dumb going into this offseason because we pretty much, all of our marbles were that Aaron Rodgers was going to sign with us before this next upcoming season started. Which you could tell because we let Justin Fields go to the Jets. We let Russell Wilson go to the Giants. I don't know if trading George Pickens was in the cards for Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know. I mean, could be a possibility. I don't know. DK Metcalf, getting him to join us. I don't know if Darius Slay. There was so many different factors that you could see from this offseason that they were like, they're really putting all their marbles that we were trying to get Aaron Rodgers on this team. Even so far to the fact that in the draft, we waited until the 6th, 7th round to get Will Howard. Not saying Will Howard's bad.
I mean, you were
Could
pretty
we have
pretty mad about not getting
Exactly.
Sanders.
And I was very sad. I was very mad about it. But could we have gotten a better
quarterback.
earlier? Absolutely. But I think once you saw where they were going, once I saw like the full draft from us, I was like, yeah, we're pretty much AROD is the guy in Pittsburgh at this point.
Yeah.
And to his credit, it was only us or he retired. So like, it was the only team that would really give him a contract. So it was like literally we talked about it on that last pod. Eventually he was gonna sign with us. It was inevitable. And literally the day after it happened. So I'm happy. We finally have our QB1 for at least this season. Next season to be determined. And now I feel like 10-7 is not crazy for this team.
Yeah, I would say my personal prediction for them is like 9-8, 10-7.
Wild card team for sure. No, nothing more than that.
But I think that like part of this is like they want to get Aaron Rodgers to be as competitive as possible, and then yes, they got Will Howard, but they also could go get someone in next year's draft because next year's draft is supposed to be a better quarterback class.
Also
so then you could draft another guy, bring him in, maybe have a competition between him and Howard and Rudolph, or even if Rudolph's
It's
still
not
there.
Yeah, who knows?
Between the two young guys,
What contract is he signed to? Like a 1-year deal?
probably.
I believe. Let me check, but I believe
But-
it was a 1-year deal.
I like the move. I think it was the best case scenario for the Steelers, considering all that they did throughout the offseason with the draft, with not going after
2 years, $7
$7 million.
$500 contract with the Steelers. $3 million signing bonus, $3 million guaranteed.
Okay,
So
so
It's
like
not bad.
not
like
horrible.
with the whole offseason and like the draft and not going after any like free agent quarterbacks.
To be fair, this free agency and quarterbacks was
Yeah,
the
it wasn't-
best. To
it
be honest.
wasn't great, but, like,
glamorous
you
either.
It
coulda-
was Sam Darnold.
Like
and
you could have gone after Sam Darnold, which I think would have been.
And we
I
could
don't-
have
I think
re-signed
that would have
Justin
been a
Fields,
good.
which is what I wanted from
Like it would have been a
from the
good
get-go.
idea if you kept Fields or got Darnold, but like getting Aaron. I think this is their plan. Personally,
That
at
was
this
the plan
point,
all
this is
along.
what
That
their
was the plan all along.
This is what their plan looks like. Like get Rodgers, be competitive as possible this year. Probably get another quarterback in next year's draft. Have like maybe a competition between the two and see who comes out, and then either way you have a young starter and a young backup.
Yep.
Or maybe get another backup and
Who
have
knows?
the other
Yeah.
young guy on there still. As like a practice squad guy. Maybe.
I don't really have
know.
much more to say on it. I'm happy he's on the team. Hopefully it's can get us over the hump of winning a playoff game since 2016. That would be nice.
I honestly
Um,
thought there was a chance you might trade for Kirk Cousins,
I did.
There was a
We had that
chance.
conversation. Yeah, there was a chance that was possible.
which I don't think it would have been any worse.
no.
No.
I still legitimately believe though, even with A-Rod being on the team, if we don't get another pass catcher, I still don't feel that good. And there's still a lot of good free agent wide receivers out there that we could
Amari
get.
Cooper.
That could
Amari
potentially be a wide receiver too. That
Keenan
would do
Allen.
more than Calvin Austin. Nothing against Calvin Austin.
Honestly, if I found out that we like if you guys traded for Terry and we got him,
Yeah. Who? Mark Cooper?
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
That would make me feel better.
That would make you feel better.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you could go after. Like, I mean, I think there's like Keenan Allen, Amari. There's
There's a
someone
couple
else.
other guys.
there's a
There's,
lot of like
there's
small
one other
guys.
like big name, I think, or bigger like big name for the guys that are left. But
I looked at it a few days ago. There's not.
Is it just those two?
maybe
There
there's
are a lot
Amari. I saw a tweet about two. Like, there's. Would you rather have this guy or Keenan Allen? But I think it was Amari Cooper.
Yeah. I just think if we got one more pass catcher, I would feel a little bit more confident. Not that I don't feel confident in my team. I do. I still feel our defense is going to carry us as they.
Odell Beckham.
I don't even know if
There's
he's gonna
talks
come
of him
back.
going back to the Giants, so who knows?
I don't know if he's gonna come back.
Or he
to
might
be
not
honest.
even come back. Who knows? But
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know either.
'Cause he had that little like thing with like the like Diddy.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if like that's still going on and like so.
Well, the whole Diddy situation, that's gonna be.
It's gonna
who
take
knows-
a while.
Who knows how long that's gonna take? Let's keep that a buck. But anyway, Saturday A-Rod's on the team.
Oh, Gabe Davis. That was it.
Oh, does he
Yeah.
have, isn't he on the team already?
No.
Oh, he's not.
He traveled to practice with you guys and
He
then
did. He
never
did.
got signed.
He did.
Oh yeah, I saw it. They
Yeah.
were talking to him.
But at least one more pass catcher, and then I'd be satisfied. But for now, A-Rod, welcome to Pittsburgh.
Keenan Allen would be a good fit. I would if I were you, I'd like Keenan Allen.
I mean, he's old, but
I mean,
Speaking of old, no, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I mean, you could get Amari Cooper, but
Yeah.
I just think Keenan Allen's skill set fits
You
better.
didn't hear what I said.
No.
What?
No. I said speaking of old. Going to the next topic.
Old?
I'm
You ain't
joking.
old.
I'm joking. But yeah, next. I can't give a good transition on this one, but unless you want to go into it.
All right, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I
You
was
got
trying
it.
to think of one, but I couldn't think
Exactly.
of one.
All right. Go ahead.
The Ravens got Jaire Alexander last week. They signed him to a 1-year, $4 million deal that could go up to 6.
How do you feel about it?
I personally I love the fit. I honestly wanted them to get. They needed another corner. One for it helps with depth purposes. And like I was hoping they'd either go after Jaire or Ramsey, but I didn't think they weren't gonna trade for a guy, so they were kind of like just waiting it out to see if one of them would get cut. So the fact that Jaire got cut, I was like, in my mind, once I saw Jaire got cut, I'm like, the Ravens are gonna sign him
I was scared that the Eagles were going to do it.
because they
if
tried
the Eagles
to
did it, I don't know what I
trade
would've
for
done.
Jaire while he was still on the Packers, and the fact that like
They let him
they
go.
released him, which is what the Ravens wanted to happen anyway. And then later on, while he was still available, Lamar was like,
Go get him, man. Go
He's
get
like,
him,
I want him. Go get him. And if Lamar says that,
Might as well
you
listen.
go get that guy.
Yeah.
Like that's. I mean, they were teammates at Louisville, same draft class, but I think the fit. It fits. I think that he fits perfectly into the secondary. He gives us another number one type cornerback, especially for another outside corner because now they have Wiggins and Jaire on the outside.
I wish my team would listen to my quarterback when he says that. Or else we'd have Brandon Ayuk right now.
I mean,
Ain't
give
that
him a little bit. They'll start listening to
Yeah.
him.
But yeah, I think this
Their
definitely.
secondary is insane
Yeah,
now.
this secondary is
I'm
now
very
one of the better
excited.
secondaries in the league for sure. I think it's the biggest thing is just availability. How long can Jaire Alexander stay healthy for this upcoming season, and what can you expect the same level of play from him as you've seen in years past? Which I think he could do that. He's proven that many times before. But I think. Yeah, the best ability is availability, so you just have to make sure that you do everything you can to make sure that he stays healthy and that secondary stays healthy. Because if that secondary stays healthy, that is a disgusting secondary going into the playoffs. And that is, like, you can't deny that.
Yeah, like the
Bills and the Chiefs both are probably, like, if that secondary stays healthy, we're going to have a problem. For
yeah,
sure.
like the ideal
Especially
thing,
those because they have no have no weapons other than Keon Coleman.
Yeah, the ideal thing is like obviously they stay healthy, which I believe will happen. But they like this offseason they also addressed depth way more than they have in the past seasons.
Yeah, but 11 picks in the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like just like they got guys healthy again from last year, like rookies from last year that were hurt a lot. And yeah, they drafted a bunch of defensive guys, a bunch of defensive backs. They definitely addressed the defense this offseason because that was a big issue last year for the first 10 weeks. But with Jaire, I do think he will stay healthy. I think he will prove again, obviously, that he's one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. One, because his father did say that this is the healthiest he's been since he got drafted. And
Who would you say are the top 5 corners in the league?
Ooh.
Surtain, Stingley.
Yes. Okay.
I'm trying to think quick.
Snead?
No, not anymore.
McDuffie?
McDuffie. Oh man.
I'm trying to think at this point. God.
With Seattle.
Javarius Ward?
That's
No, I would say Denzel Ward before him.
Okay. Jalen Johnson?
Oh no. Ooh.
Jalen Johnson's pretty dang good too. Oh man.
I would say Pat Surtain, Stingley.
Oh, Gonzalez.
Yeah, Gonzalez.
Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, Gonzalez is pretty dang good.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna say.
Okay, say your five.
Surtain, Stingley,
Yep.
and then
I'll give you top 10. If it helps.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be in order.
I'll do. I don't know if I'll do 10, but
Do you have Sauce in your top 10?
Sauce is top 10. Yes.
Is Quinyon Mitchell in your top 10?
Probably.
I'm not going to argue. I think he's a good.
I didn't say
Okay,
nothing. I didn't
Pat
say- I didn't-
Surtain,
I didn't say
Stingley.
nothing.
I was going to ask you if you have Marshawn Lattimore in your top 10.
Nah, I don't know.
He had a good year when he was, even though he was injured all year.
Also,
Denzel
Is Marlon
Ward.
Humphrey be in your top 10? Oh wait, Marlon Humphrey's not a corner.
Yeah, he is.
Oh he is. Would he be in your top 10?
That's Nick Wiggins you were thinking about. That's not in the corner.
You're right.
But I think Humphrey has a good argument.
Okay.
Like he has a great argument to be
By
a
the
top
way,
in the top 10.
I will accept whatever you say because I just asked you what's your
Yeah, just
Top
make it five.
Surtain,
So don't try to make
Stingley.
anyone happy. I want to hear what
True.
you have to say.
I'd probably put Ward,
Okay.
Denzel Ward.
Yep.
I'd probably put Jalen Johnson. And that's tough because, like, if Jaire's healthy, he's a top 5 corner.
Let's just say they're all healthy.
Let's just say
All
everyone's-
healthy.
everybody's healthy. Let's say
Then
everybody's
I'd put Jaire at 5.
Then that's exactly. I'd say they're all healthy. Where do you put?
Oh, Darren Bland? Or Trevon
Deron
Diggs?
Bland,
Say if they're all healthy. Where do you put Lattimore and
Trevon
Ramsey?
Diggs?
Ramsey's probably.
I think he should be top 10 if he's healthy.
I don't think he. I think he might be like 11.
That's fair.
Is it hard to make a top 5 cornerback list at this point?
There's a lot of good corners.
Is Jalen Ramsey a top 5?
No.
Top 10?
I think he's like 11.
Okay.
I think he's definitely lost a step. He's still great.
Oh,
Like he's still very good.
I mean, that's why he's being
He's
traded.
old. He's old.
but like
so yeah,
he's
absolutely.
definitely lost a step compared to like the other like the top
So
5
if he became a
corners.
Steeler, that would be pretty nice.
Him in a Steelers uniform would look pretty cool.
He does look pretty nice in a Steelers uniform, not gonna lie.
But yeah,
There's
that
a lot
would
of
be my
uniforms he
that
look
would
pretty
probably be
cool.
my top
But the
5.
Steelers would be pretty tough.
I don't know. Miami's all, for me is still one of the cooler uniforms.
No, Rams.
I mean, yeah.
I liked him in the Rams.
No, I'm not
colors.
talking about him.
Rams
I'm
colors
saying-
like peak of his power.
No, I'm just talking about Miami jerseys in general.
Was Rams the peak of
Yeah.
his power? Or was it?
No, it was Jags.
Jags.
Jags
Yeah,
was-
Jags was he was
Like-
disgusting as a Jag.
Like Ramsey on the Jags was there
Different.
was no question like he
Yeah,
was by far the
one.
best corner.
He was the one. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
But anyway, like with Jaire
What year was he on the Jags? He was in. That was 2000.
17 to like
19?
no, I think it was like 20.
Was he there? Yeah. 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 You're probably right.
Because then he got traded to the Rams and won the Super Bowl.
Was he on the team before the Rams though?
I don't know. I might be
Just Jags
wrong.
and then the Rams.
He might got maybe 16. I don't know.
Oh, let's keep talking about
But
J.R.
anyway,
Sanders. Go ahead.
2016.
Okay, 16 to
So,
like
so let's just say
19, 20. But this is my finishing thing on Jaire. I think a lot of the injury issues he's had was from injuries that weren't exactly dealt with properly when he was on Green Bay, and they apparently, according to his father, they found stuff from previous, like it was like a build-up type thing, and then it just caught up to him, and that's why he.
Okay. Yeah, you were right.
That's why he was out so long and so many. He only played 14 games the last 2 years, is because they didn't. I guess they didn't like treat the injuries that were like popping up from all the build-up. But I think the Ravens are also trying to like help him with his off-season like workouts and like all that type of stuff to like help him build up better.
Can I say one more name that I just
What?
thought of? Is Asante Samuel a corner?
Asante Samuel Jr.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Okay. Check.
He was on the Chargers. I'm surprised no one's picked him up though.
I know that's another one of and Justin Simmons stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which surprises me the
But-
most.
I think, in my
My
opinion,
team
I
needs a
think
free
Jaire
safety.
will have a great
Justin
year. I
Simmons
think
would be
he'll
bad.
come out and prove his worth as a number one type corner again. I think he'll have a great year, and then I think the Ravens will give him another contract if he does what I'm gonna
If
say.
he does wanna come
I'm gonna
back.
say when he does ball out this year, I think the Ravens will give him a contract. I think they'll extend him.
I mean, even if he doesn't ball out in what we're expecting from him, I think
If he has a good year.
It's a safe thing doing a 1-year deal because you don't know what Jaire Alexander
Yeah.
you're gonna get. So if you give him the 1-year contract, he exceeds expectations. Yeah, sign him to another deal. Why not? You have him there. Why not just do that? If he
And you have that young secondary for that long.
and if he doesn't exceed the expectations that you expect from him, then you only had a 1-year deal on him. It's not like it's the end of the world. So it's like the leverage is really with the Ravens. So like if he doesn't do well, then they don't sign him again. If he does exceed expectations, re-sign him. Give him your contract.
I don't know if it's like
When's the
I
win?
just believe that he will be healthy this year. It'll change. Like I just think it'll change. I just think all this stuff was mishandled with him in Green Bay at the end. I just believe that he'll be healthy and ball out. And
Well, also, it's just a disgusting relationship because with him being injured, everybody was pinning him as the problem in Green Bay. But really, the problem was that their offense doesn't have a wide receiver, one, and the defense without Jaire Alexander is
have you seen
pretty bad.
their secondary room after they got rid of him?
They put a running back.
It's
They
the
put a running
worst.
back in as a corner.
It is probably the worst cornerback room I've seen in a long time.
They put a wide receiver in corner, I think.
Was he? I thought he was a running back.
He was a receiver.
Oh, my
Like
bad.
it's so bad. But anyway, we'll move on.
Next thing. Let's get on with it.
We can do. I mean, Hendricks and Shamar Stewart hold out. I mean, Hendricks. I mean, in my opinion,
Hendrickson we've been talking about for a long time.
it's
This
just
is not-
Hendricks
yeah.
wants more money. Like he deserves
Yeah.
it. He should get it. The Bengals are just cheap and being
Led
the
the league in
Bengals.
The Bengals
Sacks.
are dumb. You're the guy that led the NFL in sacks, and you guys won't re-sign him to a contract, or won't even
One,
give him a
they
better
decided-
contract.
They're like, hey, why don't we just give our receivers all of our money?
Yep.
Like the 3 players, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins are taking up probably, I think it's over half of their cap with 3 players. And it's like, you need a defense. You need defensive players. And if you don't have the money for Hendrickson,
Then you're cooked. Realistically,
I don't know what you're doing. I mean, it's the Bengals,
Yeah.
so they're cheap and they don't know. They do stuff.
They're right now focused on
idiotically.
figuring out if they're going to still be in Cincinnati next
That's
season.
also true.
In the upcoming future.
That is also
Yeah.
true.
And then Shamar Stewart with the rookie contract, and they're trying to put wording in it that says like they can defer all his guaranteed money. So if something happens, they can just take away all his guarantees, so they save a little bit of money.
I
It's
think,
like, bro, you drafted him 17th overall. What do you, like? Just
Yeah.
give him the normal rookie contract.
I think when you're thinking of this as a whole from a Bengals franchise and for NFL franchises,
Can they trade him?
No. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because rookie deals, it's a little
That's why I'm like,
muggy in that situation.
They
Because
probably have to sign him first because he's not under contract to anyone technically.
Because legitimately, the only thing I heard was that for a rookie, for Shamar Stewart's situation, if he doesn't sign the contract, he can technically go back into next year's 2026 draft and get redrafted by another team,
which would be crazy.
which would be insane and something we've never seen.
And another thing even crazier, if he stays out of that draft, he can just go in completely as a free agent, sign wherever he wants.
wherever he wants. Yeah.
I don't.
I'm not saying he'll do.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that's
possible.
But like, I mean, if the Bengals are gonna do this and they're like honestly this like dead set on this wording in the contract, I don't know what he's supposed to do. Like, you can't sign that contract.
No.
Like it would be the
luckily
dumbest
enough-
contract to sign.
Luckily enough, Michael said when we talked about it earlier, because Shamar Stewart had NIL money from college, doesn't really have to worry much about the contract because he has money left, like to keep him afloat.
He's not forced into signing something that's not good
signing
for
the
him.
contract because he knows he has the money to keep his family and himself afloat until
I would just be worried about
whatever this makes sense. But I think for an NFL franchise, this is not how you run This is not how you make the team better.
Also, you have so many
Because
players that don't
your
necessarily
offense-
like your front office right
Your
now. Why are you
offense is
making it
gonna be
worse?
your offense is gonna be good, but
Not
your
great.
defense is gonna be horrible. And because your defense is gonna be horrible, you're not going to win games.
It's going to be the same year as
period.
last
You
year.
will not win games, bro. If you have a defense that can't get you, like, when you get to like those 4th and 2 moments, or you're down at the goal line and you need to stand, and you don't have Trey Henderson or Shamar Stewart, like, what do you expect to do in that situation? Unless somebody like comes out of the shadows and becomes like a wild card and like helps the defense stay afloat, but like. You don't see that as much from past teams at this point. So if you have a guy who led the league in sacks, and then you have Shamar Stewart, who has the potential to be one of the better. I think he's a D tackle. Is he D tackle or D end?
Shamar Stewart?
Yeah,
He's a left end.
he's left end. So
He's a
if you have
defensive
a guy
end.
who has the potential to be one of the better D ends of the league, and you're not signing them, then you're basically saying, what we did last year, we're gonna go into that again this year, just with a worse D line.
Let's do what let's take the best sack leader in the NFL and just
And just let them walk.
bye.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the
That's all I gotta say about
Bengals
that.
being the Bengals.
That's all I gotta say
so
about that. I'm done with that.
at
Yeah.
this point, any stuff like this doesn't surprise me. with
Offense
them.
over defense.
That's their
Offense over
motto.
defense, that's the motto.
That's the Cincinnati motto.
But yeah, what's the other thing? Oh yeah.
TJ Watt and Terry McLaurin want new deals, which they deserve.
One just set the record for touchdowns for a franchise. That's held up for.
And the other is going to be a future
4
Hall of
years.
Famer for an outside linebacker.
The other ones had what? What do you have? Like a 22 sack season?
Yeah.
So he almost broke
Technically,
the
should
sack
have 3
record.
MVP, 3 Defensive Player of the Years, but
How many does he have?
different story for
One?
I think he only has 1.
He only has 1.
Yeah. Which is still, I'm not saying that 1 is horrible. That year he was disgusting. But there are definitely other years that he deserved it more than other people. And you guys literally saw me spaz out last season when you
I don't think last season was the year.
I'm not saying last season, but
No,
I'm
no,
saying
2 years ago, I
Yeah,
mean.
like,
But,
yeah,
like,
the
there
two,
were
yeah,
other
that
years.
one.
Trust
I was
me.
like, yeah.
The one that I think
I've experienced
that.
that.
pissed me off
I've experienced that before. Not defensively, but
because of your MVP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
it's the
No,
same
wait
thing.
a minute.
It's the same thing.
I think I had the discussion with you last week about the MVP award. That I brought up some points up that I thought about when it came to the MVP that I just realized that you weren't there for.
Oh
What?
yeah. I remember this conversation now. Yeah.
What were your points?
Yeah.
I was thinking about how the MVP is worded probably wrong, but it's also how people view it is wrong versus how it's worded. What does MVP stand for?
Most valuable player.
What does it not stand for? The best player. It's not the best player of the NFL award. It's the most valuable player of the year award. And I feel like it's like
now
Ravens.
I remember why we talked about this. Why Jake was not here when we had this conversation.
I'm gonna say this.
I've heard this argument before.
I'm just like I was just thinking about it. I was just like, but like it hurts that it stinks that Lamar is on a great team for that point. So it makes him look like
And that Josh Allen
not
carries
as
the Bills
valuable.
on his back every.
You know what I'm saying? It makes him
No,
look
I know
not
what
as
you're
valuable.
saying.
He is very valuable, but it's just like I get now more why he got like first team versus he didn't get
And with
first team,
that,
but he
with
also
that
got.
logic, it's not crazy why Josh Allen won MVP. in
It's
that.
not, but
In
like
that-
at
in
the
that
same
look.
time, you can't like it just doesn't make sense to punish a guy
I think they should add
for
another
having
award.
Pro
See,
Bowl teammates.
but then here's
the Bills need to build a better team around Josh Allen.
But then your wording about it punishing. I think that's the wording is wrong. I don't
It
think
is
it's
punishing
but I don't think
because
it's
that
punishing.
diminishes Lamar's season in some people's eyes because he has so many. Or
But the
like
ro-
in the realm of MVP talk,
Yeah.
that diminishes his season because he has so many good teammates.
But real people know how good he played that past season. He knows how good he played that past season. So really, the MVP, in retrospect, like doesn't really phase him.
I understand that, but it's the principle of an MVP award. If Josh Allen had that freaking year,
I'm gonna be honest though.
they would have given.
Until the season ends the same way Jalen Hurts ended, I don't think he cares.
Okay, then they need to just make. Then they need to make 2
I
different
agree. I
awards.
was just about to say they
'Cause
need to
I'm-
add another
If
award.
this is gonna continue, the MVP is gonna lose so much freaking value
Well, here's the thing. It's not.
It already did because of that.
It's not only the NFL though. Even the NBA, the MVP award is getting very skewed.
Yes, it doesn't matter what.
Fatigue.
It doesn't matter what sport
you know
it
that
is.
better than anybody.
The Jokic should have beat the first four-peat.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter what sport it is. The MVP is the same. It's the same.
I think the thing is we've lost the value of what the MVP award stands for. Which, in retrospect, in NFL terms, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson both last season. You can say what you want to say. Both had really good seasons. We can all say that they both quarterback to quarterback. Both were top tier quarterbacks in their teams this past year. Can you say yes to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not denying Josh didn't have a good year.
I just want you to hear me out when I say this because I don't want you saying like I'm saying that Josh or Lamar were both bad. Both of them last year had great seasons. It's the perspective of the MVP with media and with people, especially the NFL, it very much influences it. As much as we don't want to say it does, it does. Same with the NBA. The NBA influences the MVP voting as much as anything else. It goes into a factor. So them seeing, if I want to go to the NBA terms, I think Michael, you'll attest to this, or maybe not. I don't know. But
I'm here to listen.
Jokic, or let me say the SGA MVP this year. I think people, because of the voter fatigue and the NBA didn't want us to see another Jokic MVP, let that happen.
I mean, didn't SGA
do you get what I'm saying with
lead
that?
the league in scoring?
Do you get what I'm saying with that?
Yeah,
he did lead the league in scoring, and it was a crazy scoring year.
A
lot of people's scoring titles haven't won MVP.
Exactly.
But he's also on the best team in the league, wasn't he?
Jokic all around, from a stats perspective,
best record.
Second best record in the league, I believe.
What the best record?
I believe the Cavaliers did.
That might be true.
Because they were the one seed.
The Cavs had it.
They were the one seed on the West versus the East.
Yeah, but and then what was I going with that? But Jokic, from a stats perspective, from this past season overall, had a better. Like from a stats perspective, he looked like the better MVP than Shea, even though Shea had a better scoring average from this past year than Jokic did. But that's all up to perspective.
Like I think it was a 3.5 point difference, but
literally, yeah,
it was a 3.5 point difference. But Jokic had 10 in each and every other stat line.
Yeah, and then it's the same with the MVP from the NFL because Josh Allen had more stats that he led in some perspectives, but Lamar had more of the stats that he had over Josh Allen. But because, like I said, because of the media and because of the things being influenced by their influence, things went out that way.
Wait, what?
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but like Lamar,
who won MVP last year for the NFL?
Jokic. No, sorry.
So the year before that?
Not this year, but the year before.
Lamar.
Yeah.
And the year before that
was
Mahomes.
He won in 2022.
22 was Mahomes. 23 was Lamar. 24 was Allen.
Yeah.
And 21 was
Rodgers.
And 2020 was Lamar.
Rodgers.
2020 I thought was Lamar.
No, it was Rodgers.
2020,
2019 was Lamar.
Yeah, the back-to-back. So,
but hold on.
But that's just hear me out. The perspective that I have from it is that both those examples I just made, both those candidates deserve the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the way that, like me and Michael said, with voter fatigue and things, different things like that, it comes out to a point where like people just don't want to have the same MVP year after year. Even though Jokic had a better year and Lamar Jackson had a better year, they always just want to see somebody different. You get what I'm saying with that?
No, I get what you're saying. I understand. I do understand.
Okay.
Real quick. The other things that bug me about this, Lamar had a season that we've never seen from a quarterback. We've never seen a quarterback run for 900 yards and throw for 4,000. We've never seen someone throw for 40-plus touchdowns in less than 5 picks. Mm-hmm. Lamar was the first-team All-Pro quarterback, which has never happened before, that you're first-team All-Pro and you don't win MVP. Mm-hmm. Those are like the other two things that don't make sense. And Lamar led in every statistical category, besides like wins and rushing touchdowns. He had the 4th best passer rating of all time in a season. I just don't like. And the Bills had one more win in the regular season than the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
And like this doesn't count for the playoffs, but like if it did, like they made it one game further than the Ravens. Like
True.
It literally everything basically is just in a couple things. Lamar or Josh had one more than Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't understand how you give Josh Allen the MVP. I guess it's just voter fatigue, but that's wrong.
But
That's
I
so
think it's
wrong.
voter fatigue, and that's why I think you're right. The MVP, and it should be 2 different awards because that's just what it is. It's voter fatigue, and
If that's the reason,
in every league, not just the NFL.
No, I know. If that's the reason, then get new
I
voters.
can't say anything about baseball though. Baseball's kind of I don't know about baseball. Baseball be kind of skewed.
But like, if that's the facts, then just get new voters every year, or let players vote. You don't need Fox analysts voting for an NFL MVP or sport writers. How about you let the guys that play the game do it? If that's the case.
Yeah.
I just think it was wrong.
But anyway, we got lost in the.
All right, TJ and Terry.
Huh?
Are we still talking about TJ and Terry?
Yeah.
I think we're done talking about them.
I don't know. I mean, Terry will get his deal because the Commanders have a better cap space. Steelers,
Yeah.
We got to figure our stuff out because if we don't get TJ back, we're gonna be in.
I think they'll get. I think both teams. I don't think either of you have to worry about losing those guys. I just think it will. I think it'll take longer maybe for the Steelers to
figure
give
it out.
contract to TJ. But I think both of you guys are fine, and
Yeah, I'm not-
they need
yeah.
to keep both of them
Yeah.
for the sake of
For the future of our
defense and
franchises.
especially their offense. You can't get
Because I think
get rid of your
I
best
definitely think
offensive
if Terry
player.
left the Commanders, they'd be in much more.
They'd be in trouble.
They'd be more in trouble than the Steelers would be defensively because we'd still have a lot of.
Oh well,
defensive
that
pieces.
and then all the fandom would be going for our owner's neck.
Yeah,
Because your best
which I
best
mean, your
guy
last
would be
owner wasn't really much to talk about. So.
No, we'd love.
That was for different
we'd love
reasons.
hating
Yeah,
that
it's
man.
for different reasons, but still, no one liked him anyway.
like so what you said earlier, like before, like if you got rid of Terry, the best guy you would have is a
Deebo
aging Deebo Samuel,
Yeah.
and that's not exactly who you want as your number one anymore.
No, absolutely not.
All right, let's
We'll just go into prediction wheel.
Let's do it. Let's get it.
spin the wheel.
All right, we're gonna predict. We're gonna go into record predictions. We're gonna spin the wheel, get teams, predict their record, so on and so forth.
What's the team?
The first team is going to be
Let's just do one this week.
No, we gotta do two. We gotta keep it consistent.
Okay, that's
the
fine.
Cowboys.
We got the Cowboys.
Yeah, no, we're doing.
Oh, we just
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Cowboys. We got the
Okay.
Cowboys.
all right.
Why'd you look at me?
Now
All right.
we're gonna
Go ahead,
we're gonna
thank you.
predict the Cowboys record for the 2025 season. Go through every game, predict their record, and give you a final record. Here we go.
All right.
They got those schedules.
Do you
I'm
want me to
writing
do it
down the
then?
records.
You just go through all
Okay,
this.
I got you. All right, week 1. First game of the season
All right.
is in Philly versus the Eagles.
L.
L.
He agrees.
He agrees.
I'm not gonna disagree that they'll lose to Eagles.
Yeah.
Like
Week 2, home against the Giants.
You give them a
that's
win.
a win.
It's a win. Week 3, away against the Bears.
That's a loss.
Bears loss.
Yeah, I'll say it's a loss.
I like the Bears.
Yeah, I think the Bears.
I don't like
Much
the Bears,
improved
but
Bears.
They're gonna be good.
they'll be fine.
Yeah.
They'll beat the Cowboys.
All right, then home against the Packers.
That's an L.
Yeah, it's a
That's
no.
definitely an L.
Sunday Night Football. Yeah, it's a
They're losing the Packers.
All right, week 5, away in New York versus the Jets.
That's a W.
I'll say it's a W as well. Yeah.
W.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Week 6,
Wait,
away.
against the Jets?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jets.
Yeah. Sorry, I misheard.
Week 6, away against Carolina, the Panthers.
I'll give them a dub. I think they're slightly better than the Panthers, but
I mean, it's close, but yeah, they'll win.
Yeah, I'll say they'll win it, but it's slightly.
the Panthers are going to be improved.
Yeah. All right, and then they'll be home against the Commanders.
That's a loss.
L.
Oh.
Just
And
like
then-
last year.
What is that? Week 7? Yeah, week 7. Week 8, they'll be away against the Broncos.
That's an L.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say L as well. Yep.
The Broncos
and then
are way better than the
week
Cowboys.
9, they'll be home against the Cardinals. I think
That's a win.
dub.
That's a win. Cardinals stink.
And then week 10, they have a bye week. Week 11, they're away against Las Vegas.
I'm giving them an L.
Las Vegas, yeah, that's a loss. I feel like Ashton Genty's
I honestly
gonna
think
cook
this could be a dub, but I'll say it now for the sake of the.
I think Genty's gonna run all over that defense.
Yeah, I think he will too. But
And Gino's a good quarterback.
nothing against Gino. I think it'll just be closer than advertised, but I'll give it to them. Home versus the Eagles, loss.
L.
Home versus Kansas City,
L.
loss. Away against the Lions, loss. Home versus the Vikings,
L.
Home versus the Chargers, win.
That's a win.
You give them a win. Away against the Commanders,
Loss.
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 And then away against the Giants, win.
And if you're a Cowboys fan and you have something to say about that, there's a place called the comment section. He can respond to you because I don't care.
Well,
Who's he?
you can
Him.
you can just keep living in your delusional world that you think you're gonna win the Super Bowl again, but
They're gonna be
you're
like,
not.
y'all got George Pickens. This is our year.
I've been to Jerry's world a few times now, and it's
Okay.
nothing like.
And what's the total?
No one likes
what's
it.
their what's their total?
Okay. Their final record is going to be 6-11, which
That sounds about right. 6 games.
I
Respect.
don't
6
think
games.
that's like that far. I think they win a max of like 8.
Yeah, because
I think
there's definitely some games here
Like
that
the
could
Panthers
upset.
game, we said that could go either way.
Yeah, the Raiders
Like
could go either way.
I think their ceiling is
The
like
Bears
9 and
definitely
8.
could go either way.
The Bears depends on what kind of Bears we get.
I
Yeah.
think their ceiling is like 9 and 8 or 8 and 9.
Yeah, this is like their floor,
Yeah, I think their floor is 6
Yeah.
wins.
which is sad.
All right, next spin.
Oh, you already had it locked in. I was gonna do it for you. I got you. Buddy.
We got
We got.
the New York Giants.
Oh boy.
2 NFC East teams.
Oh boy.
Let me pull up the schedule because I won't actually look at this.
So we got we got to give them 2 losses against the Cowboys.
Off rip, yeah. Yes.
We said the Cowboys were gonna beat them twice.
Goodness gracious, what did we just do?
The Giants.
Sorry, they gave me the wrong
I'm
Giants.
trying to find their schedule. Where is their schedule?
Just go to Google. That's what I always do.
Yeah, just Google their schedule.
Yeah, but they posted on their.
Yeah, but that's
Instagram.
gonna take way longer.
That's how I
Alright.
found the Cowboys.
Well, the
Oh,
Giants.
you got it.
The
There you
Giants
go.
social media team is kind of weird.
Never mind, you got it.
I'm locked in, baby. I'm locked in.
All right. Now we're gonna predict the Giants' schedule. Or goodness gracious,
You get there.
I said schedule.
That's
No,
right.
I said we're gonna predict their schedule.
Yeah,
Oh, I think they play the Commanders week 1.
All right, here we go.
they do actually.
I know.
Here we go.
In fact,
We're gonna predict the Giants' record for the 2025 NFL season, game by game, and we'll give you their final record. Take it away,
I know how
guys. They got the schedule.
you got it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you lock in since I did the Cowboys.
All right. The Commanders week 1.
Commander,
No.
that's a loss because we gave them.
No.
The Cowboys
Didn't
week
we?
2.
What was it?
What, week 1 versus week 2?
Week 2.
Yeah, week 2. Cowboys versus Giants.
L.
Oh, that's an L.
So that's
Give 'em Ls.
two losses. Chiefs week 3.
L. Oh my God, they're gonna go 0-3.
The Chargers week 4.
Chargers week 4.
That is closer than the past 3 games. I will give them that one. That
I'll
one will
give
be
'em a
closer.
win.
I'm gonna say one thing about the Giants that I think is hilarious that their fans have been posting like it's scary. Have you seen like they've been posting their defensive line breaking through their own offensive line in like 3 seconds to get to the quarterback? Like that's not impressive.
I mean,
you just
That
have a
just means your
horrible
old line
offensive line.
sucks.
It's also like
Your own offensive
it's
line.
also mini camp.
Yeah,
So,
they're not going hard right now.
like the linemen can't exactly go at each other right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give them a win against
like
the Chargers.
I will say they've got good defensive line, but a horrible offensive line.
They do. They
I
have a
think
great D
I
line.
think I will also give them a win against the Chargers.
I think they could
Let's
pull that
give 'em
off.
a win.
I think they could beat the Chargers.
No, I don't think they can. But like I think they'll definitely beat the next team.
I think they definitely have a chance against the Chargers.
There, that's better.
They have a chance. No, they have a chance.
Like if they win, it's not like holy crap.
Yeah,
like,
they beat the Chargers.
There's no way this could have
alright.
happened.
So winning against the Chargers.
Yep.
yeah.
All right, this New Orleans Saints on October
Oh,
5th.
that's a
dub.
win.
That's a win.
Dub, absolutely.
Then oh my gosh, that's a horrible turnaround. They
Week
play
6.
Eagles.
they then play the Eagles 4 days later.
That's an L.
Then they get the Broncos.
That's an L.
L.
Yeah, the Eagles again.
L.
L. Goodness gracious.
Then they play the Niners.
Oh, wait. Okay, what?
Then the Niners.
Is it bad that I'm thinking about the Niners?
No.
Is it bad?
No, I could give them. I think they lose to the Niners.
Yeah, they lose.
No,
it.
but I'm thinking
Oh,
about
you're
it.
getting them to
I'm
win?
thinking about it. Yeah.
You can think about it, but I don't think they'll win.
I think they lose.
I think it'll be close, but I think they'll lose. Yeah.
The Bears.
I think they could beat the Bears.
The
I'll
Bears?
give them a win.
Because I think it depends, like you said with the Cowboys, it depends on what Bears we get.
Yeah.
I'll give them a
So
win.
I think if it's the
They
Bears
have,
from last
they have a lot
season,
better offensive line, so that'll help.
yeah. So that does help.
I don't really love their secondary, the Giants.
Yeah.
No,
I'll give them a W against the Bears, but I that one will be closer than people
Packers.
think it is.
that might be wrong, but
November.
That's definitely
Packers,
could be wrong.
that's a no.
That's a no.
The Detroit Lions.
Oh
Hell.
boy,
The Patriots.
I'll give them a win.
Monday Night Football too.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I'll give them a win on that one. Yeah.
The Washington Commanders.
Missed the bye week
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Oh, what's a bye week?
after the Patriots. So week 13.
Oh, that's a bye week.
No, week 13 is the
Oh, week
Patriots, which is a
14.
win. Week 14 is the
Okay.
bye.
Yeah. My bad.
No, you're
Sorry, it
good.
doesn't show bye weeks on Google.
I got you. You're good.
Bye week 15.
Giant
Commies again.
commies.
Yeah. L.
Yeah, I'll give them an L.
Vikings.
I'll say lose.
The Raiders.
Dub.
So that's an
I
L
think they-
against the Vikings.
Yeah, L against the Vikings. I think they can beat the Raiders, but if you guys think they lose, then I can't.
I'll give 'em a win.
I outvote that.
Then they end the season with the Cowboys.
And that's a no.
Yep. All right.
So what's the total there,
So-
bud?
Let's get some math
Hold
going
on.
for Jake.
While I get my laptop out for the next
Oh.
thing we're doing.
Okay. Their final record.
What was it like 4 and
I'm
like
expecting-
five,
I'm
maybe?
expecting
1, 2,
4 and
3,
5 and 12 is I think.
2 and
Is it
3,
four? I thought it
2
was
and
four.
4,
I
2
don't-
and 5,
I don't
2 and
remember.
6,
Just
2
making
and
a-
7,
Guess.
I thought it was 4 and 12, but you might be right. I don't
3
know.
and 7.
I feel like we gave them more than we should have, but I think they could be a 3-win team.
I don't know. I think I'm high on them. I don't think they'll be as bad. I think.
No, they're not bad, but they play a lot of great teams. They have the
Yeah,
hardest schedule.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, their final record is 5 and 12.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
No.
That's
So,
not
I don't
that
think that's-
bad.
So
I don't
that's-
think that's going to be far off.
honestly,
That's not
that still makes
crazy.
them. Like, I think that makes them 4th in the NFC, which
Maybe,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Like, if we're, I don't think we'll be that. Like, we might be like a 2 games off, maybe.
It might be we might switch games. What it is, but I think we could be still right, just not the right games.
Yeah, like I think the final record for this, I think we'll be pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we'll be pretty
Is
dead
that their
on.
ceiling or is that their floor? And this is not even us being like
Floor. I think their ceiling is 7.
7 and 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Like 6 or 7 wins is their ceiling.
I'm not gonna lie. I think this. Yeah. I'll agree with you. I think
Dude, they
that's,
play
I think that's their floor.
powerhouses this
5
season.
and 12 would be their floor. 'Cause I think they
They
can win
play
more
the Eagles
games here.
twice, us twice, and the Cowboys twice.
Yeah, and we just said they get
That
swept by
one
the
was
Eagles,
6.
Cowboys, and Commies when they could split each.
That means they don't win a single division game.
Yeah, so they could split each though. That's
they could.
that's
yeah, I think they could definitely beat the Cowboys.
They
I
could
don't know
definitely
about
split.
the-
I think they could split
didn't
with the
win-
Cowboys.
they
I
didn't
think
win a
they will
division.
get swept by the Eagles,
They
but
didn't win a division game last year.
I know.
Did they?
I don't know.
They
I
didn't beat
don't.
us, and they didn't beat the Eagles.
I think they did one.
Let me look at.
It might have been the Cowboys.
Like I could see them like sneaking, like getting a sneaky win against the Commanders.
Yeah, I just
Maybe.
don't, the only team in their division they're not going to
possible.
beat is the Eagles.
Yeah, like I don't. They don't have a chance.
I do not see them beating the Eagles at all.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I mean, the Commies and the Cowboys are depends on who you get that week.
Yeah,
It also depends on how healthy you are that week.
that's true.
They lost.
Also,
Eagles.
the Cowboys game, that last Cowboys game, we don't even know if they're going to play all their guys, depending on if they do as good as they think they will.
I think they'll start. I think both teams will have most
that week
starters.
18, but that week 18 game, it could be like we don't
No, they
really
did, they
need
did
this.
not win a divisional game last year.
Okay,
The
So,
closest one
if they
was
win
against
one-
they win one. They're above what they did last year.
How
There you
many
go.
division wins do we give them?
0.
We didn't give them one.
No, I thought we gave them the Cowboys. Did we not?
No, the Cowboys beat them twice. Remember, because we had the Cowboys one, and we had them beating them twice, so we kept it even.
lost to the Eagles twice.
Yeah, because we already had the Cowboys twice. Because we had the Cowboys.
Yeah, we had them losing to every single divisional. Okay, well.
Okay, so if they win if they win one game, then
they're
fine.
Then they're going higher than they're selling. All right.
Energize without the crash. Get clean, jitter-free energy with W Energy. No sugar, no calories, no artificial dyes. Jitter and crash-free for sustained focus. Use code THE all caps, for a special deal of 10% off. Power up with W Energy today.
Shout out to Whole Strength. At Whole Strength, we're more than just clothing. We're on a mission to spread the gospel through what we wear, through faith-driven designs, building a community, and representing our belief in Jesus with pride. Use code 1010 all caps for an exclusive discount. Join the movement and wear your strength in Christ with Whole Strength. I have a bracket of sports video games. 12. I have 12 of them here. 4 of them are on a bye, and then we're gonna pick from the other ones from this round going on forward.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. These are all sports that we have. I tried to pick, and I did this time. I made the seating. I did not ask ChatGPT to make the seating. I did it myself. This is strictly. I have it going on a lot of different sports, so it's not just football. It's not just basketball and all the other ones that we know. There's other ones that are added in here as well.
Okay.
The only one that's not in here is NHL because I don't think any of us have played an NHL.
I played like once.
I wasn't good at it.
Yeah.
Me neither.
I got my butt handed to me.
Yeah. So I just tried to keep these games to the games that we have played and that we are familiar with, for the most part.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
So, I have in this first one, 8 seed college football or NCAA football.
Which one? Just
All of them in general. All
Okay.
just
So
wrap
this is
them all
just
in a
franchises.
bow. All of them in a bow. It's all the franchises. Wrap them in a
Okay.
bow. And then Wii Sports is 19.
See,
This is the tough one because I know the nostalgia
Bro,
of both.
we grew
that's not
up
fair
on
because it's like
The
there's
nostalgia
there's
of
more
both.
games.
Yes.
One has more games.
I know. I don't disagree.
Weird
But Wii Sports
to say.
has the most memories. The nostalgia of Wii Sports
Yeah, I'm just gonna be
carries
sport.
me over the
I gotta
college
go.
football.
I gotta go Wii Sports.
I played that way more.
Yeah, I'd say.
Like on the Wii, bro.
Oh man, this is tough.
I'm trying to buy a Wii just to play it again.
Yeah, I
Like, that would be-
have two at my house.
It's so.
Dude, you gotta bring.
fun
We got.
fact.
Why don't we play that on the pod?
We could.
Yo, that would be
Bring
fun.
it over sometime and
That'd be very fun.
I'll set it up.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be so fun.
All right.
So Wii Sports,
Wii Sports
wins.
is moving on. Sorry, NCAA football. Excited about 26,
Yeah.
but that's about it. All right. 5 seed Tony Hawk Pro Skater versus 12 seed NBA Live.
Oh, I'm going Tony Hawk because NBA Live was not that good.
I'll go Tony Hawk.
Okay.
It was
Tony Hawk.
NBA Live. I was gonna say if you NBA 2K, that's a
I
different
played
story.
that on.
NBA Live's tough though. To some people. To some people, they
There's a
have
reason why they haven't made it
2K.
since 2019.
Yeah, that's true. Very
You
true.
know what
Very
game
true.
you probably didn't put on there that was so much fun? NBA or NFL Street. Or NFL
I
like
added
backyard.
I added
Backyard-
it, but here's the
Backyard
thing:
sports?
I never played it.
Is that what it's called? NFL Street?
Yeah, it's.
I know what you're talking
yeah.
about, but I never played it.
Bro, that was so much
Yeah.
fun.
If I had played it,
Can
it
I
probably
ask?
definitely
Can
made
I
it
ask if
list.
this one's on in there?
What?
OG Mad Mobile.
No.
Dude, OG Mad Mobile.
I tried to take
That was
sticks.
fun.
Strictly the sticks.
Only consoles and
Yeah,
stuff.
consoles and stuff like
So I
that.
was gonna say there's
Because
like.
if we go into mobile, it'd be a whole different ballgame.
But that's the only real mobile one. That was great for sports.
2K mobile was pretty good too.
It was alright.
2K mobile was fun. I
but
liked it.
Pro Skater I played on the
Yeah, Pro
GameCube.
Skater I played as well. That's very
GameCube?
fun. All right,
Now you're just aging yourself right there, man.
literally you are. That
Bro,
was,
Mario Kart on the GameCube? Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't beat Wii. Doesn't beat the Wii.
Also,
Bro,
I,
have you
Mario on the
played
Wii
it?
I hate
hits
to say
different.
this, but I love. It was good on the Wii, but I love it on the Switch.
I don't
Have
disagree.
you
but on the
played
Wii,
it
was
on
just different.
GameCube?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it wasn't like the Wii.
I played on the Game Boy,
It's
GameCube,
easy. It's easier on the Wii.
Nintendo
It's
64.
so much funner on the Wii. Yeah.
All right, keep going.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No, nostalgia's just hitting us. That's all. It's so
Just
fun.
video games.
All right.
Just memories.
Seven seed Rocket League versus 10 seed Backyard Sports.
Was Rocket League the questionable one?
That was the question one because it is technically soccer, but you're playing with cars.
It's also technically motorsport
Motorsport as well.
is a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Racing
you
is a
could
sport.
put like. You ever play like the dirt bike?
Have you?
I had never played a
Have you
dirt
ever
bike.
played?
Yeah.
Just Forza.
Yeah.
Forza games. Those are amazing.
Forza's fun.
But
I
I
don't
prefer
know.
the motorsport more than
let's
the.
stick this one. Rocket
I'd probably
League,
say.
Backyard Sports.
I'd probably say backyard sports.
I hate Rocket League so much. It's such a sweaty
I
game.
played it a lot though. I had so much fun
I
playing
barely
backyard
played
sports.
It's
Rocket
free
League.
now.
Rocket League, I mean.
I was given it
And the
for
only
free
backyard sports
from a
I
friend
played
of
was
mine.
backyard baseball. Shout out Pablo. If you know, you know.
The goat.
Isn't it
The
now?
goat.
Isn't it now owned by the Kelseys?
I don't know.
They just said that they announced that they were making an app. It's now on, like, you play mobile now. They brought it
I
back
didn't know
to
that.
life.
I did not know.
I don't know.
I don't know. They might
might
not
be
own it,
true,
but
I
they could
don't
just be.
But
They
we
could
agree?
be.
Backyard sports?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on? Okay, beautiful. Alright, last one. 6 seed NFL Blitz
Oh, that's a good one.
versus 11 seed Forza Horizon.
Oh, I'm going forward to Horizons. I love a race car game. Like just,
NFL Blitz goes hard though.
Oh man.
NFL
it's not the best
goes
NFL
hard.
game. It's not the NFL best NFL
It's not
game.
the best.
It's
So-
not
but
the
it's-
best.
So, but,
But
we
this
got, like,
is against Forza.
But no, Forza was amazing though.
Exactly.
It was.
Exactly.
But so was NFL Blitz.
But let me kind of give you a reason why I say
ahead,
it's Forza.
go ahead.
Because
Sure.
you have the peak of one type of game versus of another. Like it's not the best. Like one of.
It's not the best football game.
It's
That's
not.
what I'm
It's
saying.
not the
That's what I'm
best
saying.
football
But you got
game,
the
no.
best from this category versus someone that's not the best of their own category.
All right, 'cause since I probably know the other series is on here, I'll give it to Forza.
Okay, I will as well.
Man is going to be on there.
I will as well,
Yeah.
but it's close. All right, round number 2. 1 seed Madden NFL versus 9 seed Wii Sports.
I'm going
Dude,
Madden.
Wii Sport. There's just something about Wii Sports, but I'm going Madden.
Madden.
Like the intro. Dun, dun,
Bro, it's- and, like, the Wii- what was it, the
Yo,
Wii,
that
Wii Sports Resort.
hits.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wii Sports Resort, the basketball.
That was more fun than Wii Sports.
Swords. The
Oh my
swords.
goodness. Flying with the airplane.
Oh, just going around the island on free play mode.
Oh my goodness.
that was also fun.
The bike, or what was it? The bikes.
Yeah.
That was
The
like
biking. That's like the
that was like
hardest
you
one,
ever
though.
you ever played the Spider-Man game? Have you've
I
seen me
think I
play?
played the Spider-Man,
You've seen me play
yeah.
Spider-Man before.
The
You know
new-
what I'm talking
The new
about.
one or the OG ones?
The new one. The new
old
one. The
ones
new
you
one.
play
Yeah,
on
the one that's recently out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like the version of swinging that I experienced when I was a kid. Just free playing around. Because, like, I could do that forever. Like, I could swing
Yeah.
for hours on end. But that fly, I could literally free fly forever. That's how it felt.
And ping pong.
But, yeah, I'd say NFL. Like,
Yeah, you gotta.
like
I
that,
have to go
that's
Madden.
literally
I have to say
where my
one thing.
love of
One
football
thing that's
came
also
from. And
hurts it for me.
Yeah.
I played the new one that they made. It's not that much fun. It's like
What?
they
New Wii
the new Wii
Sports?
Sports was.
Oh,
was
yeah,
new-
yeah.
It's like
It's not that good.
it's not good.
Yeah, it's not that
like,
good.
It's on the Switch. It just
They're
feels
trying
weird.
to get us with nostalgia, and you can't.
I haven't played the
like,
new
you can play
one.
volleyball on it,
Yeah.
which is okay. It's like it's way too technical and slow.
Yeah.
But Madden, I mean, literally started my love for football. So, like, if it's not going in the next round, we have a problem.
I mean, that's what kind of got me I almost got me with college football.
Yeah.
'Cause that's literally got me to be a Ducks fan.
Yeah, I understand that totally. All right, next one. 4 seed MLB The Show versus 5 seed Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
MLB The Show.
I'm gonna say MLB The Show.
I will also say MLB The Show. Yeah.
show, it's.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it, but
I'm not
so
good at
fun.
it, but it is fun to
I'm
play.
gonna download it and get into it.
It's hard, like especially if you play online and you play against
Oh my
like good
goodness,
guys,
bro.
like guys that are good.
I played against a friend of
It's
mine
so
at
hard.
school and I got beat 20-0.
It's a hard game. Like if you play against.
I got
guys
mercy
that are
rule
good.
in MLB.
But I think if you really like get into it and you like love the sport as is, which you definitely played that a lot. So,
Ultimate. I love any.
but I also
Ultimate
remember
Team.
playing it myself and it was fun. So, but I don't think it was gonna be Tony Hawk.
I never really played the Tony Hawk that much.
2 seed NBA 2K versus 10 seed Backyard Sports.
I'll say 2K.
Okay, just
2K, yeah, I agree. 2K is just
I remember my.
not
What was your first 2K?
ooh
20.
ooh. My first 2K was technically 2K12.
It
Oh,
was on the cover of the year.
No, mine was
Was it?
2K11. It was whichever one Jordan was on. So it was 11. or 12.
2K11.
Yeah, that was my
wasn't
first ever
Kobe
one.
on 12.
Kobe was not on 12. Kobe was on 20. Last cover he was on was.
Other than 24, 'cause that was well technically
That was a tribute.
that was a tribute to him, but it wasn't like him on the
Well,
cover.
who was on 12? Because I think the first one I had was. I know, the first one I had was 13. Whatever Anthony Davis was on.
It might be 13 or 15. Yeah.
Whatever
Cover
cover,
was 12. Sorry.
whatever Anthony Davis's cover was, I think that was the first one I had.
2K14, I think that is.
If it was 14, then it was 14.
No,
Yeah, 'cause it's not
LeBron was
13.
LeBron was 14. It was 15.
It was 15.
Okay, the first
No, it
one.
wasn't, because that was just KD.
No,
that's a lie.
No, they had the 2015. They had the changeable covers, I believe.
No, it was 16. Then it had to be 16.
Yeah,
That's
so
what Dave's
16
on
was
the cover.
AD. Yeah, no, 2016 was Curry, Harden, and Davis.
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
you had
so the
individuals.
first one
You
I
could
had
get
was-
individuals.
Yeah, the
The
first
first
one
one
you
I
have
had
was
was
16.
16.
Yeah.
2K13 was my first one.
And I believe the first one I have was 11.
But I did
Yeah, it
follow.
was 11 on Xbox 360 before I had a PS.
But I did love. I did follow. I was like following basketball kind of.
Mhm.
Like I was just a big like LeBron guy.
I was just a My Career guy. My career on 2K was fun up until the recent ones, because the recent ones suck. It's so boring, bro. I can't even get into it no
All
more.
right, what's the next one?
All right, 3 seed FIFA versus 11 seed Forza Horizon.
I like FIFA a lot. Soccer. I wasn't.
My
FIFA's
cousins,
fun if you
my
play with other
cousins love
people.
FIFA so much that I have to say FIFA.
But I also want to say Horizon because I also play more racing games.
I'll say FIFA, and I'm saying FIFA because if you play with your boys or whatever, like if you play together,
I'm gonna.
it's so.
I have a
much
counter
fun.
argument for that though. All of these games are fun if you're playing with
No, but like in my opinion, if I play
not
FIFA,
bad, you
I'm
can play
never
with friends.
playing FIFA by myself.
But you play.
But Forza, I could.
Let's say which one
definitely
you're gonna play by yourself.
Forza, I definitely.
But like,
myself.
I think
FIFA.
the fact that like
Like,
how much fun it is when I play with other people on FIFA,
But I'm saying now.
trumps playing Forza by myself.
But you would also play all of these games and have a blast with other people.
No, I'm not denying that.
That's what I'm
just-
saying. It shouldn't be like that's.
But like
I'm just trying to sway you to FIFA based, not Forza.
well, you're not going to,
Okay.
because like in my opinion, that makes it that much more fun than playing
Forza,
Forza
you
by
made a
myself.
heck of a run, but you're not making it to the semifinals. It was. All the top 4 seeds made it to the semifinals. So that's
Well,
to be
sometimes chalk happens.
expected. Sometimes chalk
So.
just happens. All right,
It is what it is.
Madden NFL versus MLB The Show.
Madden.
Madden. No one questioned that
It
one.
was Madden.
No one questioned that one. All right,
2K versus FIFA.
2K versus FIFA.
I'm going 2K.
2K. I'm gonna say I play 2K more than FIFA.
I haven't owned.
I have.
I haven't owned FIFA since 17.
I have to think about this because my
You really don't have to think
No,
about this because you already got
but
it.
it's not because of the game itself. I'm talking about the memory for me because nostalgia hits me. Because, like, 2K20,
Oh, I'm just
COVID
we got.
hit different.
Oh, 2K20 is
Hit different for
one
me.
of my favorite.
Because we would play every single night from 11 p.m. till 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, every single day when we were stuck inside. And then FIFA, we played multiple times, and I'd go to see them at Christmas. So it's like, I have both of those. But I remember the 2K ones
Two.
more, so 2K would probably win it for me. But I was
Well,
close.
2K1
Yeah.
either way.
Either way, but yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
It
It
was
makes you
hard
feel better
for
that you
his
can even say
choice.
FIFA.
no, it's fine.
Well, he could say. I mean,
You can still say
I
FIFA.
could say it, but it doesn't mean it's winning.
So 2K or Madden?
2K or Madden for the championship.
personally, I'm saying Madden.
There's so many different things that they both do better. I think franchise mode, 2K does way better.
Yeah, I agree
2K
with
does
that.
that a lot better. They know my career mode as well. If you want to play my career, 2K's way better because they actually put time into it. For some reason, Madden does not want to actually let you enjoy
And
it.
we had this conversation when we played Madden last week. It was, I hate the fact that 2K still does all-time teams, but Madden won't do it anymore.
They-
It
Yeah.
doesn't make
You'll
sense.
get the Pro Bowl teams, but that's about it.
So dumb.
I'm just gonna say Madden.
Like the Madden, like
I
if we
think
could
more.
play like if I could play like the the 09 Steelers, or like you might want to play maybe the 2012 Ravens. Like with that was
the 2000s.
2000s Ravens maybe. And I mean, there's probably definitely a lot of
Or like
players. old
if
teams
you got
wanna
like
play
like
But, like-
all like Pro Bowl, like Pro Bowl.
Oh, the old Madden
teams.
teams?
So,
Oh,
but also, there's one
boy.
thing that you can do in 2K that is really hard to do in Madden is create your own rosters.
Very true.
Like if I wanted to just
It takes forever to create a roster. in Madden. It takes
salary cap's a thing in it. In
Yeah.
2K you can just
You can just
I
do
can-
whatever you want.
I can put the best players of all time on one team and no one can pass an eye.
Yeah.
I've done it before.
They both have
Isn't
their
it-
pros and they both have their cons.
I mean,
82
that is
teams.
true, but that's also them trying to be like accurate
But no, but
for
like,
the league.
if I want to just do it for my own fun, just for fun,
Yeah.
just put all these players on one team and play with them, it won't let me do it. Just put a side mode in. Like, this is a video game. I'm sorry. There's sometimes we want to be inaccurate. They've put a 7'2" Gronkowski card in the video game. They don't care sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm saying no, so whatever you guys.
I think I'm gonna say Madden because 2K's just been ruined for me over these past couple of years.
2K25 sucks.
It sucks. And Madden 25 I still play constantly, and it's not even like it's anything crazy. It's just
2K22 was my favorite. The last one I really 23 maybe.
I think mine was 20.
23 was the last one I
It
really.
was either
enjoyed.
20 or
I
21.
need to re-download 23 to see who fast the team.
Yeah,
Because I look at my ultimate team.
yeah. So we're saying Madden.
I'll say Madden.
Yeah.
Madden wins.
Madden wins.
I mean,
2K gets.
Right now on the
Madden
channel, I am
wins the
undefeated
sports.
in Madden.
Madden wins the
Right now,
sports video
undefeated.
game bracket. Sorry, what were you saying?
He was saying he's undefeated in Madden.
Oh. Yes, and-
Alluding to me getting cooked the last 2 weeks he was on.
I
Even on college football, I beat him. It was a close one, but I did beat him.
That
Which-
video's coming out.
That video will be out soon. I am just finishing out the editing. And also the other one that we made for the first week that Jake was gone, you will not see it.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately,
It'll be on TikTok.
it got copyrighted. So
Because
you
we
will
read
not-
the wrong thing about
we
music.
read the wrong thing.
But
and-
like, you didn't think that Not Like Us was gonna get copyrighted?
Well, when we looked it up, it wasn't.
yeah, because it said that that song specifically was being able to be used for content people, like to be able to like have the song.
Oh,
on the
maybe.
background.
I watched it.
Well, did you look up YouTube's?
What?
No, it was on YouTube. That's what it was saying. It was. We did.
Yeah.
It just.
But
It
it's
was an
nothing,
outdated
nothing
article.
crazy. I could still make clips
No,
about
I'm
it.
just,
And we can
I'm
still
just
put it on
saying, like,
TikTok. It's not the end of
I
the
just
world.
feel like it's.
No,
I just feel like
people see
YouTube
content.
might have different, like.
And the thing is, technically, I
Copyright
can
stuff
post
than TikTok.
it. I can't post
We
it
just
on
got
our
this.
channel.
We just got.
I just don't want us to get in trouble because we have that posted on our channel. So
You're fine.
I'm not gonna do that.
You can do.
Bible verse.
Bible verse.
Wrap it up.
Bible verse. Bible.
All right,
verse.
today's Bible verse is Exodus 3:1-12,
I'm gonna read it on my phone because I don't have it out here.
and Jesse is going to read it for us.
Yes.
So
Momentarily.
take it away.
Huh?
Momentarily.
Take it
Oh
away,
no, I'm ready.
Jesse.
I'm ready. All right. Yep. Exodus 3:1-12. I'll try to read it fast because it's a long bit of verses. But now Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the far side of the wilderness and came to Oreb, the mountain of God. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him in flames of fire from within a bush. Moses saw that though the bush was on fire, it did not burn up. So Moses thought, I will go over there and see this strange sight, why the bush does not burn up. When the Lord saw that he had gone over to look, God called to him from within the bush, Moses, Moses. And Moses said, Here I am. Do not come any closer, God said. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. Then he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. At this, Moses hid his face because he was afraid to look at God. And the Lord said, I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying out because of their slave drivers, and I am concerned about their suffering. So I have come down to rescue them from the hand of the Egyptians and bring them up out of that land into a good and spacious land, land flowing with milk and honey, the home of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. And now the cry of the Israelites have reached me, and I have seen the way the Egyptians are oppressing them. Now go, I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. But Moses said to God, Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? And God said, I will be with you, and this will be a sign to you that it is I who have sent you. And when you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God on this mountain. So, there's a lot of verse to cover, and I'm going to try to keep this short because it's been a long night for us recording. But basically, this is about, again, Moses, the burning bush, very popular passage of scripture in the Bible. But I had to, also I got this devotion off of Glorify, shout out, where basically he was talking about Moses believed that he was a failure because of everything that happened into his life up until this point. Because if you know the story of Moses, he murdered an Egyptian that was hurting someone who was a Hebrew, and because of that, he basically exiled himself out of Egypt and moved into Midian, where he met his then wife and all that stuff. But up until that point, Moses didn't believe that he deserved God's love because he felt like he was a failure, and was called then by God to orchestrate maybe the most thrilling rescue mission in the history of the Hebrews, which I dare to say, I think that's the assumption. And so that gives us the idea or about God's calling. Now, calling is a big word. When you hear the people say, what is God's calling in my life? It's one of the biggest questions of Christians because we don't know if what we are doing in life is important to the kingdom, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So we always have that question, am I doing what God wants me to do, or am I doing what my flesh wants me to do? Because you don't know. And sometimes God has the calling for you, and sometimes you get put in those situations where you get into those, get to where you need to go. And because, like, really not all of us were explicitly called like Moses. Like, Moses, literally, God came to him through a burning bush to tell him, you are going to go to Egypt to free the Israelites. God isn't coming to us in a burning bush or like in any other way to tell us what we're supposed to be doing with our life. Sometimes it's just, it's hard for us to not want to spend time thinking about, am I doing what God wants me to do, or am I just doing what my flesh is telling me to do, like I said. Yeah. So this verse basically helps with reassuring us that, what's the point that I was trying to make? It's reassuring us about God having us where he wants us to be for our divine calling, or something like that. So the one thing you learn from Moses' encounter, and I'm going to keep this short, is that divine calling is more about God than us. God is the one that's making the plan. He's the one that's driving us to do that. So we just have to follow what he tells us. So the biggest thing about that is you don't need to pressure yourself into thinking about where you're supposed to be going in life. God is the one that's going to direct you where you want to go. Just follow him, because he will tell you. Whether it's as big as the burning bush and you'll see it like clear as day, or if it's just like you see in every little bits of your life that God has pointed you towards this direction. Yeah. And I think that's, from a personal standpoint, I think there are points after I graduated high school where I can look back from now where I am, from where I started, and like, God put me in these spaces and places where I can now be where I'm at now. And like, you can see that only because God shows you that. But it's not like in the moment you weren't thinking about those things. Yeah. So that's one of the bigger things, is that God's the one that's calling us, and we just need to follow him. Second thing is that God revealed 4 things to Moses as he called him to free the slaves, and that was his power, the promise that he had that he was going to free the Israelites, why he was doing that, or his purpose for that, and that was for him to go worship him in the mountains, and that God has the power to do so because he is God. Mm-hmm. Like, even though the Pharaoh said no multiple times and the plagues happened and things like that, God still, overall, at the end of the day, had the victory, and he freed the Israelites, and Moses was just a vessel for his help. And he just really had the confidence that God really, like, this is basically us being reassured that, like, we sometimes want to know what our calling is, and we're feeling like we fail. Or that it's we're supposed to figure it out, like, I need to figure out what I need to do with my life. When really, Moses' own plans, or this shows that Moses' own plans and flaws count for nothing in the whole conversation. When Moses is like, when he said in verse 11, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? And God said, I'll be with you. That's all you need. Like, God will be with you wherever he calls you to go. Like, he's not going to put you in that space, in that place, and, like, not be there with you.
Abandon you.
He'd be in you. Like, the Holy Spirit will be in you. So you just literally have to have that confidence and go follow his plan. And don't count yourself out. Like, it's the biggest thing is, like, I don't feel like I'm a person that can do a podcast. But if God can use Moses, somebody who couldn't speak in front of people, to go preach to people and bring a thousands upon thousands of people out of Egypt, God can use you however He wants to use you, regardless of how you feel. He will use you no matter what. So I think to sum all that up, the biggest thing is that we have to understand that our calling is just knowing God, is reading His Word, and it's also to understand that we prioritize having God in our lives. He will show us where He wants us to go. So that's my 2 cents on that one.
You said it pretty well.
I tried my best with that one.
I gotta.
I've had a lot of conversations with the guy that the church that we go to at Calvary. We had a very long conversation about calling, and he made a lot of interesting points that I'm still praying about, and I'm still trying to learn, because I'm definitely in that space right now where I'm like, is this where God calls me to be, or is there somewhere else that He wants me to be? And I always feel like I need to know, because I want to just have that reassurance that like I am where I'm supposed to be in my life at this point. But I think it's just like this devotion said, and like we talked about, like it's just we have to be confident that God is moving you through little steps, and you just have to follow Him, because He's the one that's driving the plan. Like it's not on you. Like God's the one that's moving you forward. So
I feel the same way. If I'm like, sometimes I'm like, am I in the right place of what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
And like it's scary.
It's
very hard.
It's scary too.
Because you don't know. Like it's very hard to like be like, yes. Sometimes it's very hard to be like, yes, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because sometimes it's like, I don't know. It just feels like you might feel like you're stuck, or like you don't know what to do next, or you don't know what direction to go. But like you just, I don't know. It's just like it's just hard sometimes. Like I don't like it's hard to explain.
And I think the biggest thing, though, this is the last thing I'll say, and then we'll cut it off because I know we're all pretty tired. It's the fact that following Jesus always involves sacrifice.
Yeah.
Doing the things that please the Lord always requires you to sacrifice a piece of yourself or a piece of your flesh. So, like, I want to give like a real example. Me getting up in the morning every day to read my Bible and pray before I go take a shower, before I go do something else. That is sacrifice, because I, lose 30 minutes that I could still be asleep, because I love sleep. And also that's 30 minutes that I could be scrolling on TikTok, or I could be doing something else that I would rather do.
Yeah.
But I discipline myself, and that's like a very small way, but also a big way of that following Jesus always involves that. Like the bigger way would be like, I die for Jesus' name or something like that. Like that's like sacrifice in a way. But I feel like there's also little victories in those sacrifices where it's like, I'm going to get up at this time in the morning and read my Bible, not because I want to, but because it is necessary for me to live out my life according to Jesus' teachings.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be sacrifice in it. And so the calling of God doesn't mean that it's going to be comfortable. And I think that's important.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with you.
I don't want to say any more, because if I say any more, we're going to be here till
All right,
1 a.m. in the morning.
That's going to wrap up this episode of the Triple Threat Podcast. Make sure you go check out our channel. We appreciate if you guys hit that like and subscribe button. We will see you guys next episode. God bless y'all. Peace.
See you.